Hey, what's up? I want to do a quick video on my kind of honest review or my interpretation of um, this guy here. So it's the Rolex Sea Dweller 16600. I'm not going to do the traditional thing like go through the stats or the data of this watch, because you can find that on a lot of other channels. But I'm actually just going to give you a review of what it is like to wear this, own it, how I enjoy it, and all that good stuff. So if you like this video, then hit a like, subscribe, but also let me know in the comments if you want me to review anything else. You might be in the market to buy a Mont Blanc pen. I have different types of Mont Blancs. I've got other pens as well, but yeah, you might want to have my honest review on the GMT Master 2. So yeah, it depends kind of what you want, and see what you think of this video. If you like it, then let me know and I'll do some more. But without further ado, this guy is what we're looking at. Oh, well, you can see I'm rocking the Apple Watch at the moment. So let me just tell you a bit of history how I came to this watch first. My first Rolex was the Rolex Datejust. It was the 126234, and I got that during COVID. Literally just rang up an AD and they said, oh yeah, we have an Oyster Perpetual, is what they said. So I went in to pick up this Oyster Perpetual, and then when I went in, I said, have you got anything else? And they said, yeah, we got this blue dial Datejust. And I said, oh, can I have that instead? And they literally just said, yeah, of course you can. And that was how I got my first Rolex, which was the Datejust. And then I went through a Submariner. It's not the 126610, that's the date version, but the equivalent version, no date. It might be the same reference, but I got the no date, and then I got the date. So the same dealer was ringing me up, oh, we got a Datejust in, do you want it? I was like, yeah, what? Sorry, Submariner, do you want it? Yeah, what the hell? Then I just got it. But there was something about those watches that didn't really sit right with me. And I think, like, if you even look at, let's just show you this. So this case is very similar to the new Submariners, but it's 1mm smaller. And I'm pretty sure the lugs, the width of the lugs, these are a little bit more chunkier than the new Submariner. So, if you know better, then feel free, like, chip in. You can put that in the comments below. Just let me know if that is correct. But I don't have those Submariners anymore, because for me, although it's just a 1mm difference, on my wrist, it literally just looked a little bit too, when you're wearing it, it just looks a bit too long that way. But this one is literally perfect. It's only a 40mm, this one, but it just sits a lot nicer. And again, that might just be me. I might just be weird in that way. But I have no idea why I picked this up, but I think I was talking about the case size. Yeah, so I went through the case sizes on the Submariners, and there's just something. Like, I think the more my taste refined, the more I realised that I actually like the thinner lugs, and I like the shape of the lugs. Like, they're kind of a bit more elegant, they're more classy. Even this, the edging here, it's not literally flat. Like, that is like, bloody hell, like, that is literally like a plate. It is literally square. Let me just move that out of the way. It is just flat. Okay, so with this one, you kind of have a bit more elegance. The light plays off it. It's just a little bit nicer. And I think my taste, these are pieces of art to me, so my taste kind of refined over time, and that's the reason I got this. I actually had a Submariner 16610 before this, and I did not like that. I don't know why, I just didn't like it. But then I got this. Okay, and this one I love. This is my daily wear. That is my, you know, special occasions wear, daily wear. So with my daily wear, let's just go through it. Obviously this has the aluminium bezel. It is, oh, let me just tell you a bit of history as well about this. So one of the things I loved about trying to find this watch was literally trying to find it. This is a new old stock. They're hard to find. I had the full set, so that was my criteria. I wanted the absolute full set. And let me know in the comments if you want to see a video of that. You know, I can put this back into the box and do an unboxing just to show you what comes with the full set. But I wanted the full set. I wanted untouched. So this was fully stickered. All the way around, fully stickered. There were stickers on the bracelet. There were stickers in there. I think there was a sticker on... no, I can't remember. Stickers all around here, under there. That it had the green hologram just there. So yeah, this matched the criteria that I was looking for, and it took me a while to find it. But that is the fun in trying to find these things. It's the chase and the research you have to put in. So I found it, I had to have it, I got it. And here it is. So you can even see with the bracelet, this part here, it's solid. It doesn't actually freely move. Like, let me just give you an example. So with these, you have that free movement. Okay, like that bit there. Like you can just, whichever way you do it, it will just fold. Okay. But these things are made really well. So this one also made well, but this bit is a little bit stiff because it's not worn out yet. So, and even you get the crunch of closing the clasp. Okay, so you can see I left it there and it's still there. It's not actually freely moving. Let me just give you the crunch again, but in the microphone. And there we go. So it's going to take a while for that to wear out, but although people say these clasps are they're not as good as that is true. They're definitely not as good as that one, but it is bloody solid. Okay, this thing is built well. Although it is just a stamp, it is literally stamped out. It is absolutely robust. It is hard as anything. This stuff here is also made really well. It's thin, but it's actually not that thin. You can't cut yourself. I'm literally pressing down quite hard on that. You cannot cut yourself on that. It is refined. It is proper craftsmanship in that. Obviously you got your stamped bits and you got your little fold over piece there. Bracelet. I might be wrong, but this bracelet, my Submariners had also the oyster bracelet, but I'm pretty sure these older bracelets, this link here is a little bit thicker. So this link here is thicker than that link there, but I'm pretty sure on the new models, the links are pretty uniform. Like if you look at the Jubilee, you know, the link, the width of that link is literally the same as the width of that link. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that's the same with the new oyster bracelets. So yeah, these are quite solid. Okay, so there is literally just that much flex in there. I love the sound. So that was another reason, that was part of my criteria why I wanted the older model. It's literally just how that rings out. It does not sound tinny. despite what people say. It doesn't sound tinny. It's rattly. Okay, that's the easiest way I can describe it. And I mean, you're not going to fully appreciate that sound unless you've actually handled one. Maybe I'm actually saying this because this is still new. Perhaps in a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, maybe that will start to sound tinny, but we'll come to that bridge when we cross it. So I wanted an everyday wear, and this is the newer version. It's got the no drilled holes. Also, the bezel here is solid. It's not jammed, but it's never been turned, so it does require a little bit more effort. And it lines up perfectly. I don't know about you guys that have Submariners, but my Submariners, both of them, that arrow, the point of the arrow did not line up with kind of, you know, I kind of look at it as the center of the crown, but it did not line up. But on here, everything is absolutely perfect. You can see that lines up with everything that way. The crown, I don't know if I'm just lucky with this, but the crown is literally straight. And then equally, the back, case back, okay, that crown is equally in line going that way. So everything seems to be in some kind of proportion. It's almost like they've done it deliberately. And I don't know whether these old watches actually took a bit more care, but like with this one, you can see the crown is off to 7 o'clock and it has no idea what it's doing. But yeah, these just seem a bit more attention to detail-y, if that's a word. It is now. What I love is the thickness of this isn't actually, it's not actually that thick. It's probably like a millimeter more than that one. So again, let's do a quick comparison. You can just see the difference in the thickness is very negligible. Obviously the case back on the Sea Dweller is a little bit more protruded downwards than on the GMT. Obviously the crystal is a bit more protruded outwards than on the GMT. The other thing is you can literally see the difference in the lugs. And I think that is why this one, the Sea Dweller, the older cases are a bit more elegant. Just because they're a little bit more narrower, they're like little Batman ears. But if you want me to do a comparison of both of these, again, let me know. I am new to this, so you know, I'll do what you guys want to see. I'm not really in this to become a YouTuber, but I'm just sharing my honest thoughts with you. I love the crown guards, how pointy they are. You know, that one, they're a bit more chunky, but I like that point. It's a bit more, it's a bit more nice to look at, I think. Obviously, no Cyclops, but that's fine. This keeps awesome time, by the way. It's literally like 1 second ahead per week. So it will gain 1 second per week. And I've been wearing it every single day. On the wrist, it is a little bit chunkier, but because it sits more elegantly, it's actually a lot nicer. It's actually a little bit smaller as well to wear, but you can see it kind of, you can, you know, let's get some different angles in here for you guys. So you can see it actually sits quite high, but that's not really noticeable. So don't look at that as a negative. It's hardly noticeable. I usually wear my watches down here. I don't know why, that's just where they fall. I like to wear them a little bit loose, just so I can let my wrist breathe a little bit. So that's where I wear it. So let me just show you up here first. So obviously you saw that there. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I think that'll do. And then I'll generally wear it down here, and it kind of falls back upwards, so it's kind of in that dip just on the outside of your hand where the bone is, and that's where it naturally sits for me. You know, even that watch, the GMT, I'll wear that exactly the same, but you can hear it, you can just gently hear it kind of singing during the day, which is quite nice. One thing I will say as well is, if you own one of these, obviously the polished parts of the watch, they scratch so easily, okay? What I found with my other watches, I've had a couple of I've had about 3 or 4 Datejusts, and they are polished all the way around, and obviously the center links. If I use a cloth on the polished part, it will scratch, because there's something there might be like a bit of grit in the cloth, or you know, whatever, and you press down and you swipe, it will literally grab whatever that grit is, it will grab it and swipe it. And a lot of my watches had a straight line, and it's always on that lug, luckily that one and this one don't, because I learned a lesson. So always on the lug, there was a straight line straight across there, and it's always on that one, the top right. So with these watches, I literally just give them a wipe with some clean hands, and they look good as new. And I thought I will literally just give them a hand clean, just to kind of preserve, as long as I can, just naturally preserve the polish. But I'm not precious with my watches. I won't chuck them, but you know, I will just pop them down. They are tool watches, so you know, they're going to get some character on them, and I think that is the best part of owning these things, is building your story. For these watches are both new. This one was new old stock, but I wanted to start my own story, okay? Everyone has their own reason for getting one of these. Mine was, you know, the reason I got it new is to start my own story. I know people do like adding to someone else's story, which is absolutely fine. If that's what you want, that's what you want. And there's, you know, I get it as well. I have previously thought about purchasing an older Submariner which already has a story on it, but every time I get around to it, then I'm like, nah, not for me. And that's okay. Obviously the helium escape valve, this is still waterproof. It's never been, like, even when I opened that was kind of stiff on the crown, but it is okay. It's okay and loose now. But when I got it, first thing I asked the retailer was, is it still waterproof? Because I intend to wear these. I'm not going to put them in a safe. I will wear them in all conditions. I will dive with these. Probably not in the ocean or anything. I'll probably dive in the bathtub. I'll probably take it in the shower. Maybe in a swimming pool. Okay, but that is still diving for me. And I want that to be waterproof. I know that is, but I want this one to be. This is the one I'm going to enjoy. And they said, yep, as long as that crown is down, it will be okay. And I tested it, literally just chucked it into water, and it was good. No bubbles, no nothing. It was as it should be. What else can I tell you? So it is getting a few scratches on there already. You can see on the bracelet, on the clasp, very minimal. That has scratched a lot more easier because it's got it's actually polished center links and the clasp on there. So yeah, you will pick up scratches on these, but the light, look at how the light plays off them as well. Really nice, really good. Yum, tasty. So yeah, that part there, so the case itself is where the heft is. Okay, so it weighs, that's where predominantly most of the weight is. So the bracelet doesn't really weigh much. Yeah, So that's where kind of, I think that's probably why when I'm wearing it, it kind of falls into that gap there naturally. It's very supple underneath here. Okay, that is very well made. And I'm surprised, this is a 2004, and I'm surprised even these older models were this well made, because there is very negligible heft and quality difference between these and those. Obviously, you know, they are ceramic, they are built to look like that forever. These will age over time, but literally the quality of the craftsmanship, even the, I don't even know if you can see, the camera might not pick it up, but you know, these little I don't even know, the polished chamfer type things, you know, everything, the light plays so beautifully on that. Yep. Date obviously changes exactly at 12 o'clock at midnight. So yeah, these things are made really well. Obviously has the dive extension. I'm not going to pull it out because, oh yeah, so if you do have one of these, what you'll notice is on the new models you won't have these little holes on the side of the clasp. But that pin there holds, so what happens is this bracelet goes forward and it folds over itself and pins there. Okay, so that goes into, what's it called, the diver extension. So that goes there, diver extension comes around here and it joins onto the bracelet, which folds back outwards and it joins over here. So that's that part. And then if you see down here, in that first hole there, you can barely see it. Let's see if you can see that side. There is another rivet, which is where the pin that goes through that kind of, that piece there, you know, the rivet of that pin just wedges into that. And no matter, this is how cool, you know, Rolex, they must have designed this in. I'm not convinced that would have happened by pot luck, but no matter where you pop this rivet here, that one there always lines up with one of these holes. It will always line up. It's almost like it allows it to remain stable here. I was never sure what these rivets were for. I'm pretty sure it's just for that, but I don't think you can actually put that one over here unless you take, I'm guessing unless you take all of that out, you know, your bracelet, bloody hell, you probably fit that around your thigh or your neck. But yeah, everything is sharp. Your coronet here is nice and sharp. Yeah, so that's kind of like, I don't even know if I answered the question that I set myself, like why I did this video, but again, if there is anything in particular you want to see with regards to this one or anything else you can see, please let me know. I will do some more of these if you want them, but yeah, that is the Rolex Sea Dweller. Just love the shape. It is classy, it is timeless. I do consider putting this on a NATO strap. I've got a couple of NATO straps as well. I haven't yet because I just want to enjoy the bracelet and just that element of it. I just love that kind of, you know, everything is old, how it used to be. Like, this is how I remember even my watch as a kid. Like, it had this part, whatever it is, like the butterfly clasp, which is the stamped steel. And it just kind of, there's something novelty and old school about it that I just love. It's a pleasure to wear this. It's a pleasure to own this. I am so glad I have this. Time will tell whether I decide I don't want it anymore, but you know, that's what I've been like with my other watches. But it's taken a while for me to realise I actually want a new piece and I want an older piece, or a new old piece. So yeah. But thank you all for listening, and sorry about this amateur video, but you know, I'm not gonna put a lot of effort into these because I just want them to be as pure as possible. But if you do want to know anything else on anything, then let me know. If there are particulars you want to know about this watch or that watch, just let me know and I will pop another video up. But thanks for listening, and I'm so sorry I've wasted your time. But yeah, thanks. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you want to. Like, there's no obligation. Like I said, I'm just doing this for fun. I'm doing this to kind of help everyone else. So yeah, peace out.